Hi, I'm live. It's gonna take me a second to figure out how to share this with. Okay, there's the share button. We'll see where it takes me in Facebook because I had to start a new page because they won't let me in my old page. Oh, good. Okay, my new download. Tiny live and comment. Okay. We'll see if that works. Okay, so here I am. All right, so I started to get a download a while back, um, and then I got another download, and then I got another download, and then I finally did a reading, and it put all of these things together. So the three parts are. I've got all my notes here. I've been waiting for the right moment, and my guides are like, "It's now. Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Okay." So, how does the act of reclaiming our innocence help us to manifest? And what this really is a download from the fifth dimension, from a higher dimension, a timeless dimension into this space. So let me begin by sharing this experience that I had. If you're popping in, please say hi. So a couple of weeks ago, I was getting ready to go to sleep, and I'm laying there in my bed and I'm starting to go to sleep, and I've noticed that there is a shit ton of this kind of AI bombardment, like somebody turned on this crazy channel, Crazy Talk, and it's all your voice, but you can't stop it. And it's like, ah, ah. Well, in that moment, I disciplined myself to just get rid of all my thoughts, and this download kind of came to me, this idea. What if I what if I went into this space? That was my dog. Of just that, where I'm feeling something. And I'm like, like this wordless, the Bible says, pray to the Spirit in words and groans. Or no, without words, but in groans. A deep place of longing, a really authentic place. And so I was coming out of this space and feeling a desire. Okay, all I knew is that it was a desire to expand my career. It was something related to how I want to be more fulfilled in this area. Okay, that's what I locked in on. I want to be more fulfilled. It was that feeling of fulfillment, that wonderful give and take, that feeling of productivity, of being recompensed for your services, knowing that you're making a difference. I mean, all those things. It's very important to keep words out of this. So I'm just going to suffice it to say I was putting out there this desire for career fulfillment, greater career fulfillment. And my mind kept wanting to add stories to this around the edges and like, oh, it's going to look like this, and you're going to start this channel, and you're going to da da da. And what do I do about how Facebook has locked me out? And da da da. Stop with the thoughts. And if a word can bring you back, and in Christian contemplative meditation, there is a practice where you kind of wait for this sacred word to come, and then that's your mindfulness thing that keeps bringing you back, as you just keep saying this word, like grace. Your mind wanders and you, grace. So sometimes having a word like that can bring you back, but it's just that word is a mediation. It's a mediator. It stands between you and the authentic thing. It's just a mediator. My hope is that we'll get to this. Okay, this is a vibration. Like a few days ago, I saw this meme that said the universe's language is not words, it's vibration. And I was like, that's it. So we can call it sitting in your desire, whatever. We have all these manifesting tools and techniques which we have found to work. But in that moment, I was like, those are all clunky. What we need to do is just get in this pure vibration. And one of my little taglines for manifesting is stay with what you know, go with what you know. So don't go into trying to fill in details of stuff that you don't know yet. Like, say you want a partner, you want it to feel a certain way. things pop in that fit, that make sense. But my clarity here is to, I'm sorry this camera is so grayed out. The sun is shining, the greenery is so green behind me, and it just looks all gross and gray because I forgot to plug in my other camera. Too bad. Okay, so it was like blowing a puff of smoke and not wanting to disturb the air around it. This original thought and feeling. And I just wanted to be with it and allow it to just be. And I would feel that desire for greater fulfillment in my career. And I just wanted more and more to feel it without words. Okay, so that's kind of tricky, but you get it. I'm really emphasizing being in that vibration. Because this is the other huge download I got, and this really comes at the end of this video, is how reclaiming our innocence is really essential to being able to get to that 0 point of creation. Because, okay, after I did this, they're wanting me to tell you this at the end. What did I end up doing the next day that was really unexpected after I was in this practice that just kind of got handed to me? Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the 3 parts. There is a guilt cycle. How do we get out of it and reclaim our innocence? How do we manifest from I am, the I am presence? Okay, so I'm going to be talking about, like I do, like the deep state, the bad, the system, the matrix, the bad guys that are actively trying to fuck with you and get you away from this power, this sovereign power and the knowing of who you are. Okay, they have found all kinds of interesting ways to get you to feel bad about desires, needs, and feelings. And this includes pain, and we'll get to that later. Pain is very important. Emotional pain is something that we've gotten in a habit of pushing away. All the myriad ways we push away emotional pain. Yeah, I'm talking like addictions, distractions, rationalizations going into your head, blame, anger, anything but to feel the pain. Okay, and that's your doorway into creating the life that you want. It's really important. Okay, so feeling pain and not resisting it. It's absolutely the key. One of the keys. Okay, so they get you to feel bad about desires, needs, and feelings because, it's either too feminine. So it's a double whammy there, where they're demeaning the feminine and like, oh, we're just gonna sit around and talk about our feelings, or they'll say that's selfish, from a Christian or religious perspective. Oh, that's so selfish, and so we carry around this shame around having desires, needs, and feelings. Okay, so let me talk about the guilt cycle a little bit. So there are a lot of different ways to look at this, and if this sparks downloads and thoughts and understand, because I'm seeing that a lot of people are getting this download. So this is the way it's coming to me, and my intention is to just kind of spark and activate however these downloads are coming to you and create this internal conversation where your teacher is teaching you in your head. So here's what I was getting. Okay, harm is caused. It can even be perceived harm that's not actual. This harm has been caused, and then, and the dark players caused it, or they got us to cause it. So they cause it, and then there's blame. Let's go into blaming. Who's responsible for this? And I'm sure a lot of different things are going to pop in your head about all the ways that this model is used. Let's blame. And therefore, then when you get in this lower vibration of blame, because the only thing you can do is blame and get mad about who's responsible for this harm, then they can control behavior. Okay, here's your solution. Here's the way out. We're going to control your behavior. LaJean, hi. Thank you for joining. So, and feel free to scroll back to the beginning of this. Push like 1.25 to advance the speed, and then eventually it'll catch up to where I am now, or just keep watching. Okay, so then they can control our behavior. And I want you to think like Catholic Church with this too. Then they offer a solution. Okay, a solution. So with the Catholic Church, the problem is like original sin. This is it's a hidden evil that is in you. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay, what are the other things that are hidden evils that are in us that we can't do anything about that are causing all these problems? Systemic racism, unconscious racism, babies are born with racism. That's original sin. That's just the recycled Catholic Church. You can carry the virus and kill grandma even though you're symptom free, you're asymptomatic, but you can, and that's just a lie. That's just, if you're asymptomatic, you're not carrying enough viral load to get anyone else sick because it's not enough to get you sick. Um, well, in the majority of cases. Okay, so anyway, but this same model is used, and the whole like global warming thing too. Like, I don't know where you stand. I know we got problems. I know we've caused a lot of them. But the same idea is employed that, I mean, you can't go anywhere or do anything or conduct any business on this planet without contributing to the oil industry, without driving your car, without buying products that have been shipped by cars and trucks. And, you're participating in this great evil and it's your fault. Okay, just stay with me no matter how you feel about that. It's this blame cycle. So then they offer a solution. The Catholic Church offered indulgences, like you can pay for your sin. Pay us and then you'll be forgiven, or do 10 Hail Marys and you'll be forgiven, or anyway, they offer these false solutions. And this comes down to a deep personal psyche level. And then those solutions end up causing more harm, division, blame, agitation, guilt, and then more harm is caused, and then we start causing the harm, and then the cycle starts again, blame and control. And anyway, so it's a cycle, and basically anything like this is it's like chasing guilt. I call it chasing guilt, and it's running around and around and around. Okay, so let's get down to a really personal level. Say you divorced someone or you broke up with somebody and it hurt them a lot more than it hurt you, and this sits in the back of your mind for years. Or maybe you cheated on your partner and this goes around in your head for years. And you're standing in the outside looking at yourself. Okay, this is like the Catholic Church or the bad scientists or whoever pointing at you saying, we know more about you than you know about yourself. You're a carrier for the virus. You're causing racism. You have original sin. Um, and you're looking at yourself. You're a bad person. You're looking at what you did from the outside from a judgmental place because you've been taught that this blame cycle is going to solve something, which it never does. Okay. So you're looking at yourself, oh, that was really bad. And it's like you're spinning this wheel of guilt and this ego shit. It never gets anywhere. Or here's the solution, and I'm going to kind of go back and forth between these. You can do the cycle, or you can do I am, the I am presence. I am. Get in the center, tell your story from the inside, get into the inside. Know your truth, and know that you are innocuous, that you did not intend harm. This is true in the vast majority of cases of things that we did that caused pain, or like mistakes we made, things we feel bad about. So let's talk about reclaiming our innocence. I first am going to read, okay, innocuous, noxious. I'm going to read the definition of noxious. Noxious, guilty, delinquent, harmful, injurious. Nocera, to damage things. Indo-European nokei, to destroy. Sanskrit, nasayati, he destroys, causative, nek, to disappear, pass out of existence, perish, has gone away, is lost, destroyed, disappeared, be destroyed. Who does that describe? Okay, what really hit me is that this describes the dark. This is the shadow side of the darkness. And its fear, ultimately, is not existing because it's in a state of perceived separation from source. So it projects its fear and its pain onto us to get us to join in. That's what narcissists do. They think it's gonna solve it, but it never solves it. Maybe that's not their intention, I don't know, or they just want us to get they just can't afford to have us being happy, or all the different reasons. But anyway, that noxiousness, is that you? Is that you? Do you are you, delinquent, harmful, injurious, you wanna damage things, destroy? He destroys, causative? To disappear, pass out of existence, perish, has gone away, is lost, destroyed, disappear, be destroyed, to make something pass out of is that you? No. You're not noxious. You are innocuous. You are innocent. So let's get to what I really mean by innocence. I had another thing to say here. Okay. The payoff for taking their guilt is that you can be controlled. How do I purge this guilt? Purgatory, alms, indulgences. We ask the accuser, or like a credit agency, how can I feel better? Is that really how we feel better? The recycled guilt, which is how they program others in the mind control matrix of the virus and racism and stuff, is like, well, raise awareness really is like get other people to feel guilty about it. Does that ever make it feel? Is that the solution? No. Okay. So, how do we reclaim innocence? Let me just make sure this is where I'm at. Sorry, my notes are disorganized. Okay. So, let's go to Great Britain and the United States for a second. They said, you are a subject of Great Britain. This is before we declared our independence. We sat with them, those who didn't want to declare their independence, and they're like, oh, we won't be safe. They're right. They're standing on the outside of our experience, our internal experience of wanting to be independent and going, yeah, you are a subject. But then we got inside our own experience and we declared, we are independent of you. This is so absolutely huge that independence and sovereignty is never given, it is always self declared. When a woman leaves an abusive relationship or a man leaves an abusive relationship, do they wait for permission from the narcissist and the abuser to declare them independent agents? Or do they take it? So, this is about taking your innocence back by getting inside your experience and telling your story. So, I'm going to tell you about how I cheated on my partner and how I stopped the blame and guilt cycle, because nothing is more toxic than that in terms of keeping you from manifesting, because you're like, oh, I can't manifest things because I don't deserve it, because there's this underlying guilt which cancels out my worthiness, you know, this whole pursuit of worthiness thing. So you have to get inside everything you feel guilty about and tell your story to yourself from that space, because your actions came from probably a misunderstanding about something. So I was in a dying relationship and it was really toxic. And he kept saying, you're going to find somebody who's da 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 da. You're just, and it was always an accusation, always an angry thing. Oh, hi, Liara. You're going to find this person and da 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 da. And he was calling it into being, because the truth was he wanted to break up and be alone, but he needed to be the victim. He needed me to do the bad thing. And I was like, I'm not really looking for that. But then I began thinking, I remember the moment I opened the door to that thought and I went, yeah, what would that be like if I met somebody else? Huh. Well, very soon thereafter, I did meet somebody else. We shared a plug-in at a coffee shop, and there was just this explosion of chemistry between us. And I was like, whoa, what is this? And there was this kind of, I would say there was one day of bliss where I was like, wow, maybe this is the guy, and da 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 da. And I started to get, like, I got really, really involved in this and very just blissed out for a day. Well, then the rest of it, the next 6 days were torture, because that's not in my nature, um, to do that sort of thing. And it just was bitter, but it was like something I couldn't get out of. and it never really culminated in anything. Well, it didn't culminate in anything. I think we got together and talked once. There was talking on the phone, and and then finally I was like, "This is ridiculous." And I just, but the truth was I was really, really suffering in that relationship. And when I finally got on the inside of this experience and I told myself the story honestly, that was the moment I could release myself from the guilt of it. And I saw my innocuousness. I did not intend harm. I was not intending to destroy or hurt anything. I desperately needed to get out of that relationship because the truth is, I was 44, which is the year of change for me. I've discovered it's every 11 years, and now I'm 55, so I'm like, ooh, what's coming? Anyway, I was 44, and my soulmate was about to show up like months later, and I was trying to get out of this relationship, so I manifested this situation. And I had to get back inside my lack of intention to hurt, and that's the innocuous, that's the innocence. Okay, so get inside your story, tell your story from the inside, even if you didn't understand the situation. Maybe you perceived a need. You were probably just trying to feel better. You were trying to heal some kind of hurt, like when we're shitty to our partners. I've been kind of nasty lately. And then one day, all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? I think I'm afraid of intimacy. And I didn't really go into it, but it was like, that nastiness, I can get inside my story and go, wow, I was doing that because I really need to connect with you, and that scared me. So it's all about finding mercy and compassion, understanding for yourself so that you can get out of this blame cycle. Okay, so I need to share another story here. Okay, so when Stuart and I started, so we've been together 10 years. For the first two, it was long distance. He was in Michigan and I was here. He fell into a morbid depression and um, stopped contacting me for like, I don't know, a month or two. And then maybe there was a contact. And then after, a week or two of abandonment, no more contact, I freak out. Okay, here's the actual situation. He was depressed. He was chemically out of balance. He had his own shit going on. He was going through his own crisis. Perfectly timed and everything, but it was all about him. It had nothing to do with me. Meanwhile, my abandonment's getting triggered, and this is a really important tool. I wrote down everything that I thought he was doing to me. My feelings don't matter. I don't register. I'm invisible. Da da. I wrote down all these things, and then I realized I had recreated the circumstances of my own childhood. And wow, this is how I felt about my brothers. And then I went into that story, and in order to heal the hurt, I was like, wow, their actions were about them, not about me. And the truth was, I was valuable. I was precious. I did have important things to say. I was worthy of time and attention. So now I extract myself from that and I'm like, okay, your behavior wasn't telling the truth about me. Now I know the truth about me. And I'm not sure what that has to do with my workshop here, but I was like, oh, this is so relevant. So I threw it in there. Anyway, so now I want to switch to manifesting. This download that I got about pure vibration. Okay, so Phil Good made a video the other day. Gotta be honest, here's my ego coming out. It pisses me off when people kind of claim to be like the source of some great download. Like, it's like, no, that's your version of something that's coming through to everyone. And there were so many parallels. It was incredible. And his focus was completely let go of your stories, let go of the past. And that's a really important thing. At first we resist, like when we're like, okay, I want to manifest a new car. And so you go into all your experiences of new car. But the truth is you're reaching into the past and you're like, well, of course I have to reach into the past. Of course, what am I going to use for a reference point? Well, where my download dovetails with his is that I was being shown you have to get into this pure wordless vibration. Take away as much 3D shit as you can, because what you're actually doing is you're aligning with a timeless dimension. You're aligning with 5D dimensional space. And we usually see manifesting as we see it in terms of time. I don't have this thing. I want this thing. I'm going to do all these manifesting things and then I'll get this thing. And we're kind of limited to that in the 3D. So, um, but manifesting really is aligning with something that's already existing in the 5D, like this perfect union with a partner that you're looking for. If you've got a twin flame that you're meant to meet in this life, you're already together in that place. So you align yourself with it, tune into that channel. I felt something so here's another thing. Manifesting is a co-creative act of something that's already coming to you. So career expansion is coming to me. I began to know this about 2 months ago. It was just this explosion of joy and excitement, and my inner child was like, what came to mind was this picture that I had drawn of my inner child going into the forest with a little rope over her shoulder and feeling so prepared. And so I'm manifesting as a combination between psychically tuning into something that's already coming to you and aligning with your desire in the present moment. Okay. Desire, need, pain, all those things. Like, this is out of balance. This is out of alignment. How do I correct this? It'll turn into pain if the universe is really trying to get your attention, to get you to bring something into balance and go towards your desire, manifesting the essence of who you are, the essence of I am. That's what you manifest out of, is the essence of I am, this pure, timeless, unbecoming self. It's not in the process of becoming. It exists in total completion, state of completion. It's I am. It's one with source. It knows it's one with source. So I was feeling this desire and then this alignment with this timeless space. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to garbage it up with my words and ideas, which all come from the past and they all come from a 3D place. And I think this does have to do with continuing to move in more accelerated ways into this new earth. More and more 5D energy is just like beginning to really interface with us. And so this is how it interfaced with me in terms of manifesting. So okay, I was talking about this manifesting process with somebody who was looking for a partner, and I detected all the old stuff, how the ego, so imagine this perfect circle of desire. And then the mind comes in and like just like whips up, froths it up with the stories. Everyone has a partner but me. I will never have enough money. Why am I in this category? Why do I always struggle with money? Um, I'm just a loser. I'll never be good enough. What are some of the other story things? Projects for happiness, ego. I'm going to be the best whatever. I'm going to be the best channeler and come up with the best downloads, and or I'm going to be better than so and so. I'm going to kick this addiction, but I'm just going to leave them in the dust because I am, that's ego. Or a worthiness hunt. I'm going to accomplish this because then I'll know that I'm finally worthy. I'm in the club. I was able to manifest this house, or look at all the money I'm making in this job and this, projects for happiness. This is going to make me happy. I'll finally be happy when I have this house or this partner or whatever. Though that's all whipping up around this pure desire, which really exists in the 5D. You're tuning into something that wants to come to you. So it takes a little work to let go of that shit, but there's a pure wordless desire and a vibration, like an undisturbed vapor. Your I am essence will reach out to you through desire, sometimes through pain. Okay, so the source of authentic co-creation. This is where the kind of words started to come in to sort of give a sense of this. Okay, be still and know that I am God. This came in really clear when I was kind of channeling all this the other day. So I looked up the ancient Hebrew. The ancient Hebrew for be still is the word Rapha, which means literally to cause yourself to release or to let go. There's another word that is like Rapha that means the place of the dead. It's like death. It's like that pose at the end of yoga. I don't know what you call it, but the corpse pose. I wish I could think of that term. Ah, if you know it, write it in. Anyway, to go into that state of total surrender and giving up, and there are other like Bible translations that say stop striving. So be still and know. Be still in order to know. Okay, so sometimes you hit rock bottom, you stop striving, you're like, I give up. I'll never have that thing. I'll never get that thing. I'm so desperate. I'm so in pain. And sometimes the key to this be still is that you realize that you are. Be still so that I can know that I am. I'm still here. Wow, I am. And then you get down to this essential self. Another aspect of being still is that you realize if if the whole God concept works for you, God is taking care of me. Know that I am. Be still and know that I am. I am God. He's in charge. There's a plan here. Or I trust my higher self. That's the other aspect of this. Be still so that I can know that I am. This I am essence has a larger understanding of what's going on here. I'm going to surrender to the flow, surrender to the co-creative thing that's happening right now. Give up my pain and just trust, which will get me on a whole other rant about Kim Gogan. Ooh. I might tack that on at the end, but I actually started a TikTok account and I addressed that on my latest TikTok video. It's called Kismet Cards, I think, my TikTok channel. Anyway, be still to know that I am God. Okay, and then I told myself where to go to the start section. Yes, to know this timeless, unbecoming self, one complete, eternal. Get out of the cycle, the guilt cycle, the striving, the ego, and just be in the present I am. Know and be aware of, listen, what is there in the mist? When sacred, authentic desire arises, be still. Wait on it. Listen and allow. Let it be. Don't act on it. Give it words or pictures. Let it act on you. Feel. Sometimes I want, I feel, I desire, I need are ways that we can align with that 5D. So I drew a little picture. So here we are down here, aligning with this 5D thing. Isn't it nice how it looks like a tree? We're aligning with this desire that's there. So that's about it. Okay, your desires are unique to you. They live in you. They express through you. Your desire is the only access point to the fulfillment. You hold the key, your unique energy signature. And here's that timeless circle. And then there's the key on the bottom. And that's about it. I feel so much better. I was like so pregnant with this thing. Okay, so my TikTok channel, I was like, I'm just doing this because Facebook was so limiting for me. Okay, my channel is called @ItIsKismetCards. And I just do 3-minute downloads and rants when I get them. That's really fun. Anything else? I love for this to be interactive, but people who are watching probably aren't even watching anymore, so that's okay. Oh, I am going to put it out there. One more thing that I have encountered a client that really, really wants to learn the cards. And I said, okay, I'm going to put it out there and see if 1 or 2 other people, I don't want more than 3, because I really want this to be customized. What people know about the cards and where they're at and what they want to know. Oh, Lajine, did I say that right? I'm so glad you're still here. Thank you. If you want to learn the cards, then contact me. You can find me on Facebook. I do have a new page. It's just my name again, Paula Kruger. I started a new page, or Messenger. if you want to be a part of that. And it's just going to be a real low nominal fee and just maybe meeting once a week to just teach the cards based on where you're at and what you want to know, because it's so vast. I've been studying them for like, over 25 years. And I just got a brand new download about how to read somebody's hand. If you read it backwards, you actually are going forwards in their life. Like you go forward to go back, back to go forward. Like you read the cards a certain way basically to fix your history. These are all your issues. This is the stuff you're going to encounter. These are all the contracts you've made with people before you got here. And then if you go the other direction, it's about being in the now and being moving into the future and creating, and interpreting the high side of all of those cards is just like, oh my God, like, do I need to write 52 new profiles based on this? I don't know, but I could write mountains on that alone. So I'd like to give some readings based on that if people are interested. But like I said, I'm in this place of allowing my career expansion to just happen. It's wanting to happen. So remember, boys and girls, when you're out there manifesting, don't just say this is coming from a need or a lack or a desire, which I've got all kinds of feelings about. Am I worthy of this? And I've never had this before, and this is a big step, and all these ideas about self, ego. Don't forget to ask the question, what is the universe wanting to create in my life? What's the song that's being sung? What is trying to unfold in the mist here? And have a regard of respect for something that's happening that isn't just coming from a sense of need, which we tend to really dismiss and demean. Know that something sacred is being born whenever that manifesting energy. Okay, so the really big picture of all of this, if this download is coming through, it means that the deep state and the dark is weaker than ever. And it's a continuum. Oh, good, Liara. I'm on your TV. I'm so large. I'm on your TV. Hi, big hugs. It means we're creating the new world. We are we are in the process of really getting to that business of saying, okay, I remember. I'm a manifester. I'm a high vibrational ascended being. I'm here to create. I'm here to co-create what this earth wants to be and have and how it wants to express. Oh, really? That's interesting. Oh my God, we need to have a chat about Corey Good, because I just had this whole huge, like, is it a download and insight and awareness? I think I figured out what happened to him. And I don't know where David Wilcock is. I think he means well, and I think he just gets duped sometimes. Anyway, I'm curious about what he's got to say lately. Anyway, I love you so much. I love interacting with people. I haven't done this in so long. So anyway, is there anything you guys want to say? Any questions? Since it's a live reading, I'll draw you a card if you like. What do I want to do next? So this is a new way that I navigate. I write down my to-do list, and then I look at it and I go, what do I feel like doing? What wants to happen? Okay, a card. Okay. So I will be doing readings from my new Facebook page. So okay, is that how you? Yes, we do have to Zoom soon. I miss you. You're with me all the time. I think about you. Okay, so a card for, I'm going to do, and sorry, Lajine. Did I say that right? Lajine? I'm going to do you first because you joined my thingy first. You've been laying low. Me too, totally. But there's this Mars. Have you guys been feeling this Mars energy that's kind of been kicking in the last week or so? Maybe it's just my chart, but it's just like, okay, Lajine. It's just been kicking in, and I'm just like, go do. And the way, like, I walk through Starbucks, and I'm like, I'm not looking at anybody because I got shit to do. And the way I'm doing my readings with people, I'm like, girlfriend, you got to grow up, okay? Stop being all victim-y. Just like, whoa, like slow down. And with Stuart, I've even had to say, I'm so sorry, I'm being all masculine. He's being all feminine and sensitive and in his inner child. And it's like, we're probably finding balance. And I'm like, uh-oh, you're super sensitive and I'm being a little nasty. Okay, Legine, you've been floored like pedal to the metal. Oh, okay, Queen of Diamonds. Legine, tell me your birthday, because that will be really relevant to this Queen of Diamonds. So this is a powerful, service-oriented businesswoman who's very grounded into her integrity. The ego expression is that she's kind of sassy about what's important and what everyone should be doing. Okay, it's one of my major personas. Um, sermonizing, but it's about having your priorities straight and having a sense of what's really important. But because it's a queen, there's a nurturing service aspect to this. And another aspect to this card is that she's the truth teller. That same Mars energy I was talking about, except she's the intersection of Saturn and Mercury. So Saturn is like what you don't want to hear, but you need to, and Mercury is the truth. So, okay, 521. Oh, 1950, the same age as my, 2 years older than my sister. My parents were married in 1950. I'm the last of 5 kids, so I consider myself a really young boomer. Okay, 521. Oh, I've got the book right here. Oh, God, I miss doing this so much. Maybe I'll start doing it on my Facebook page again. What do you think? It doesn't work on YouTube quite as well. Okay, 521. You are the Jack of Clubs and the Seven of Spades or the Nine of Diamonds, depending on whether you're a Gemini or a Taurus. So the Jack of Spades, clubs, I mean. Jack of Clubs. Okay, so let me look how this card is oriented to you. You've been married 52 years? Wow. I've been alive 55. He got married when I was 3 years old. Okay, so here's the Jack of Clubs. Here's your card, and here's the Queen of Diamonds here. It's a Pluto relationship. This might be about, okay, I think I'm kind of tuning into what this is for you. If you are a Gemini, and don't say cusp, I know you're cusp. You're either one or the other, based on split second you were born. So if you know that, and you're a Gemini, that makes the Queen of Diamonds a personality card. If not, you've got a spade for a personality card. Anyway, what's coming through for me for you is that it's like tightening up the strings inside. All Jacks want to be lighthearted and take life kind of lightly. They don't want to get too serious. The Jack of Clubs is really frickin' hilarious. So you were born 11:58 p.m. I don't know technically where that, where that is on the, because the astrologically you can move into a new sign like during the day. It's not at midnight. But anyway, it's like having to tighten up the strings and like get serious for a second and get really clear on what you really value. Diamonds are about values. And it's like you've got to tell that difficult truth to yourself and to someone. You need to get really clear about that. And it's about what you've been needing and wanting and feeling on a really deep level. I hope that resonates. It's kind of like a time of reckoning with the truth, with yourself. And I get that you need to share it with your partner, but mostly yourself. Okay, so Liara, the card. It's raining here right now. It was 100 degrees in Colorado on September whatever, and I'm just like, God, you fucking weather manipulators. I'm like, whatever. And now it's only in the like 70s. It's great. You're so welcome. Liara, Jack of Clubs. How funny. Because Legine is the Jack of Clubs. This kind of symmetry happens all the time. Okay, so everything I just said about taking everything more lightly. Okay, this is a Neptune vibration for you because it sits right above you. And the card she got was above her to the left. So a Pluto and a Neptune. So anyway, Neptune is like a dreamy, spiritual, ideal state, and there is maybe a brilliance that wants to come through. This is about the act of creation, genius, bringing something down into form. And that's what I'm picking up on for you is Like it's not quite time yet, but it's percolating. It's like it's just what I was talking about, letting that vapor just kind of exist undisturbed because it's still coalescing and it's not ready to come down into the 3D, but as long as you're holding space for it, like this light bulb and you've got it, and then the funnel it's like you'll come down when you're ready. Yeah, been doing a lot of work upstairs. Wow, I wonder what it is that you're helping to bring through because I've been so fucking exhausted from working upstairs. And I begged my guides. My vibration was so low and exhausted, itching to get going. Yeah. So I asked my guides, give me a dream, show me what I've been doing upstairs. And then I had a dream that I had just given birth and I was hemorrhaging and I was a commander and I had to make sure that everyone was okay. And I was absolutely confident that everyone was going to be okay. This new infant, this midwife who was helping me, I was going to get to the hospital. Whatever was going on in there was going to get taken care of. And they're like, you've been hemorrhaging energy. And that's how it felt. Anyway, yes, I've gotten the go in the 3D, which tells me that something's been accomplished upstairs, at least for me. And now I'm hitting the ground running, doing stuff. And for you, it feels like it's still coalescing up there. It's not ready to come down. And is it for you personally? Yes, it's your personal projects. They're showing me pictures of like a whiteboard and markers and, that creative process. So I guess you're still on hold, but things are percolating. That's what I'm getting. Thank you for letting me share this space with you guys. This is awesome. Yes. And Legine, where did you find me? Were you scrolling Facebook or are you subscribed to my channel on YouTube? Because I just put a little notice on my Facebook page. I've got like, I don't know, 12 friends on there, so I need to blow it up. I got so heavily shadow banned and then they wouldn't let me get back into my account. Oh, YouTube. All right. Yeah, I guess I have a few subscribers. And all the card downloads I've been getting, I really should go to the card channel and start doing stuff there. Maybe readings. Anyway, okay, I guess I'm going to go. I love you guys. It was so awesome connecting. Excuse me. Okay. Bye. I did share it. Oh, thank you. That is so kind. So for anyone seeing the replay who's like, gosh darn it, I wish I could have been part of that. I am so ADD, I can't promise you that this is going to happen again anytime soon. But when it does, I will announce it on Facebook and I will try to figure out how to do a premiere thing for YouTube so that you can plan ahead and join. Maybe Liara can help me with that. Love you too. Thank you. Love you. Love you. Okay, bye.